In this video, we'll be walking through the Consumer Information Form and the Project Owner Report. These are two documents that are newly created for the 2025 code and are geared towards consumer protection. This video will walk you through how to access these documents in the Cheers Registry, what data goes onto each form, and some of the basic rules around these documents. This tutorial is intended for raters, and the features demonstrated herein are accessible through a rater account in the Cheers Registry. The Consumer Information Form is informational for the homeowner. It covers basic information the homeowner should understand for their project. Things like what the ECC program is, who the rater is, what the contractor is responsible for, and what they as the homeowner are responsible for during the process. The Consumer Information Form is required to be presented to the project owner before the rater does any of their testing. The idea here is that this form will help the consumer who is purchasing these services to have a solid understanding of what's going on during the process. The Project Owner Report, on the other hand, is something of a follow-up to this. If you're familiar with the Cheers Registry, this document will look and feel similar to the Cheers Registry Project Status Report, in that it lists out the documents that have been completed, as well as the services the rater is providing, and an itemized list of the costs associated with those services. Together, these documents provide the homeowner with a more comprehensive understanding about the process of completing the project and where their money is going during that process. To start, both of these documents require that there is a project already created, so that's where we'll begin, on the existing project page in the registry, shown here. From here, scroll down and make sure that your project has a homeowner name, homeowner phone number, and a valid homeowner email address. You must also have a rater company as a member of the project. These are the three pieces of information and the one additional stipulation that must be in place in order to access these documents. All of this information will end up on the actual forms, which is why they must be in place on the project page in order to generate the documents. Once the required information has been entered, scroll back up to the top of the page. From here, both of these documents can be accessed from two places. The first is the Download Docs tool. Click to access the drop-down menu, then select the document you need from the list and click Download. You can also access them from the Send Docs tool right beside to send them to the homeowner. Let's take a look first at the Consumer Information Form. If you have uploaded a logo to your profile in the registry, we'll automatically add this to this document. If not, we'll fill in this space with our stock logo that indicates that you are a Cheers certified rating company. Again, the purpose of this form is to provide this information to the homeowner. So this is intended to help convey to the homeowner that your company meets the certification requirements for their project. Below the logo, we have the project address, as well as the other required information that we needed in order to generate this form: the homeowner's name, phone, and email. The bottom half of the document provides the foundational information about this process that the homeowner needs to understand: what the ECC program is and why it matters, what Cheers is and what raters do, what happens during a field verification, what rights the homeowner has, and finally, why they have this form. A note that raters should be aware of about this document: the Consumer Information Form will be automatically emailed to the homeowner once the four required pieces of information have been collected and entered into the project. Once again, these are the homeowner's name, phone number, a valid email, and also that a rater has been assigned to the project. Once these four pieces of data have been entered into the project, it triggers the system to generate this document and email a copy to the homeowner. Let's switch gears to talk about the Project Owner Report. As we mentioned at the top of the video, the Project Owner Report looks very similar to the Project Status Report, or PSR. The major difference is that the Project Owner Report includes a space for services and costs. To input services and cost data, navigate to the bottom of the project page. In the Services and Costs section, click the Add button to add a new service or cost. Click Add to add a single line item. Input the data for the item and the associated cost. You can use the Add button to add as many line items as you need. As you input items, your entries are automatically saved. As you can see at the top of the screen, the system will notify you when any updates to your project page have been made. Once you have made your entries, scroll back up to the top of the page. Click on either the Download Docs or the Send Docs buttons to access the Project Owner Report. The first box shows project information, including the project name, address, building department, and permit number. The second box shows rater information, including the name and contact information of the rater company. We also have our same rater logo, which will either be the specific logo of the company if one has been uploaded to the account profile in the registry, or our generic logo that indicates the company is certified. Just like on the PSR, we also have a QR code that users can scan to make sure this information is valid. Users can scan the code with their device to be taken to the site that this document belongs to in the registry. Next, also similar to the PSR, we have our results for the various documents. These include the date, document name and title, the registration number, and the status of this document, indicated by a green check for passing or a red X for an incomplete or a failure. These details are all listed by location. The second page of the document shows the services and cost information that was entered into the data fields from the project page. In addition to the items and their individual cost, we also sum the total at the bottom to help the project owner understand what their total cost for the project was. That concludes this tutorial.